All right. Hello, everyone. Good morning. We will just begin in a couple of minutes. All right. If you can get my audio and video, just give me a hello in the comments box. I'm just waiting for 60 seconds so that everyone can join in and then we will begin. Okay. Wonderful. Sorry, we are a little late today. Usually we go live at 11 a.m. IST. It is 11:37 now. Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Okay, so we're back with another guided newspaper practice class, just like every day. So what do we do in these classes? We do 3 rounds of the entire article. Okay, the first couple of rounds would be around listening and reading. So I will go through the article very slowly. You should understand whatever is mentioned. Okay, that is going to be the end goal. You will also try to read. You will use your eyes to go through the entire content, try to grasp as much as possible. Okay, then we will do round two, which will be speaking. So I will take one paragraph and then I will go 2 to 3 words at a time very slowly. All you have to do is repeat after me. Okay, so get your tone, pronunciation, stresses right. And then finally, you will do writing. In writing, what will happen? We will frame sentences from some new words we learned today. And at the same time, you will give me your opinion. You will tell me what you think of it. Yes, welcome everyone. Hi, Donna, Saurabh, Dharini, Shivank, Nisar, Ajanta, Preeti, Aman, Nirmal, Jia, Nishank, Kavalpreet, Shiv Kailash, Soha, Neelkant, Shripriya. Good morning, everyone. Good to have all of you. Let's begin. Okay. Now, so today we are going to talk of the second wave of COVID-19, which is impacting Europe majorly. Okay, so let's see. Hi, Alekia. Now, large parts of Europe are in a second lockdown as a new wave of infection sweeps through the continent. What do I mean by sweeps through the continent? Who can tell me? Sweeps through the continent. Hi, Jaspreet, Rakesh, Amit. Sweeps through means covering entirely. Okay, so think of when you say sweep the floor. What happens? You give a complete wipe, right, and you cover the entire area. So that's what means here as well. That it is sweeping through the whole area. Cases in the US are smashing new records. Okay, but overall numbers in India are falling. Okay, for reasons not yet fully clear. So you're not able to attribute a reason as to why cases in India are falling when it's increasing worldwide. Okay, but it's anyway good news. Now, what is the way forward given the cost of lockdowns? Okay, in an interview to the Indian Express, Professor Sunetra Gupta, a proponent of herd immunity. What do you mean by proponent? Who can tell me? Proponent. Good. Tina, Donna, Nisar. Very good. What do you mean by proponent? A proponent of herd immunity weighed in on this and related questions. So proponent means, yes, supporter, a supporter of herd immunity. Okay, a lot of you here from the medical background, you would also know what herd immunity is, right? So with my limited knowledge, what herd immunity means is that we don't really have like a medicine for a particular disease, but then if most of the people get the disease and then they develop immunity, they will not get the disease, so they will not end up spreading it to others now, right? So that's herd immunity. So people get the disease and become immune, and so eventually the spreading stops because now people can counter it themselves. Okay. Now, good, Saurabh. All right, let's go. Let's go ahead. The question is there any precedent from previous pandemics that strengthen the argument for allowing naturally acquired herd immunity in COVID-19? So the question is, the interviewer is asking, do you have any precedent? What do you mean by precedent? Hi, Deep. What do you mean by precedent? Is there any precedent from previous pandemics? It means, is there any previous data? Is there any previous reference from already occurred pandemics that give you more evidence that naturally occurred herd immunity is good? Okay, let's see what the expert has to say. So the expert says, when a new pathogen enters a territory where nobody has any immunity, it can cause devastation, right? So nobody had immunity when COVID-19 came in. So a lot of people felt sick. Unfortunately, a lot of people passed away as well. But as soon as some immunity builds up in a population, our relationship with the pathogen changes, right? Now, typically means in most of the cases, usually, okay, on average, immunity keeps the risk very low. Okay, a good recent example is of the Zika virus. So this was another such disease, pretty deadly. Good Utkarsh, correct. Now, a good recent example is of the Zika virus. It came to Brazil. There was a spate of microcephaly. Okay, what do you mean by spate of? Tell me. Good, Nirmal. Others? Ajanta. Yeah. Keep telling me on the comments box. Keep participating. Very easy, very simple. There was a spate, means there was a huge number of, okay, sudden huge number of microcephaly, the name of the disease. And now there is widespread population immunity. What do you mean by widespread? The name itself suggests widely spread. Okay, so now there is enough immunity. This doesn't mean the Zika has disappeared, but the risk is low. Okay, so most of them are immune to the virus now, so it cannot spread easily. It cannot touch the vulnerable sections of the society like young children or senior citizens and so on. Okay, let's keep going forward. Very interesting. To use the analogy of a cistern, what do you mean by cistern? Cistern. What do you mean by this? Good, Ajanta. Cistern. Good, Utkarsh. Very good. Easy one. Cistern. Good, Dharini. Yeah, so cistern is basically like a water tank. Okay, a small water tank. So a good example would be the flush tank. Okay, that's there in all the bathrooms. That's called a cistern. Okay, the loss of immunity is just how leaky the system is. So you either get a lot of water draining out or more water coming in. Okay, so more water coming in is compared to more cases coming in, and draining out means people losing immunity, right? People are immune initially, but then antibodies also kind of go away and then people get the disease again. That's what it is. But the level of immunity stays the same, right? So overall, you can only be immune for a certain time period. That's what it is. Good, Soha. Now, that's the scenario for most coronaviruses. Scenario, so that's the situation for. Okay. Now, you might ask, what about the water flowing in? Isn't that new infections? Okay. So the expert says, well, typically those will be reinfections. So someone who is already infected, they get the disease again. Okay, why? I think we can be fairly confident that if SARS-CoV-2 behaves like other coronaviruses, those reinfections won't carry the same risk of severe disease and death. So basically what it says is, if someone is getting the disease again, it won't be that severe. So Japlin, as we discussed, cistern is a water tank. Okay, a small water tank usually used at home. Now, there are strong paradigms and examples of how herd immunity protects the population. What do you mean by paradigms? Paradigms, tell me, very easy. Paradigms. What do you mean by paradigms? Good, good. Yeah, so paradigm is basically a pattern. Okay, there are strong patterns. Very good, Shivank. Excellent. Yes, good. Very quick, Shivank. Nice. There are strong paradigms and examples of how herd immunity protects the population. So it has happened in the past. In the first days, you're dealing with an empty cistern, an empty tank. So suddenly water comes in, right? So then it's a problem. But then that stabilizes. So you have only a limited capacity of water inside, some draining out, more coming in. Some kind of stability is there. Good, Soha. Very good. Good, Utkarsh. Very nice. Hi, Bashid. Good to have you in class, Bashid. A lot of new students in class who enrolled only yesterday in the fast track program. Welcome to all of you. Good. Okay. Now, how important is herd immunity as a solution when we are still learning about how long antibodies against COVID-19 last and some countries are already spotting reinfections? So are you getting the question? Just give me yes if you understood. So the interviewer asking, is herd immunity really effective? Because we are seeing that antibodies, so which means you develop resistance, that also goes down and people are getting infected again. So does this herd immunity really matter, that everyone is becoming immune? Does it really exist? That is what the interviewer asking. Highly valid question, right? So let's see. So the expert is saying antibodies wane. What do you mean by wane? Very nice word. Wane. If I say that your determination should not wane just before the exam. Okay? What do you mean by this? Wane, antibodies wane. Tell me. Good, Nirmal, Saurabh, Utkarsh, Soha, others. Good, Shweta, others. Shivank, Aman, Saurabh, Donna, Japleen, Tina, good. Bashid, good. Soha, yes. Nisar, good. Ajanta, yes. Ajanta is very close. Yes, it means to reduce in intensity. Okay, reduce in strength, reduce in intensity. To come down, not completely become zero, but reduce. Okay, so antibodies wane means the strength of antibodies go down, fade away. Perfect, Dharini. So that's the closest. Very good. Good, Nirmal. So you cannot use them to declare what proportion of the population has been exposed to the virus. They are foot soldiers. What do you mean by foot soldiers? Foot soldiers are usually the first line of defense, right? So when there is a big war going on, so the first to fight are the foot soldiers, right? And then you, of course, have the big tanks and the rockets and so on. But in the very first line of defense to get hit are the foot soldiers, right? So that's how the author uses it here. The author says they are the foot soldiers, which means antibodies are the foot soldiers. They attack first, okay? And they try to resist this coronavirus first, and only a part of the various things we recruit to fight the virus. So antibodies are these, the initial ones. Of course, you will have your missiles and your fighter planes and all that, which are others. Like say you might take tablets and all of that. Good, very good. Who said that? Utkarsh, very good. Next, antibodies are only a marker that you have recently been exposed. So if you have antibodies of COVID-19, it means that you have recently been exposed to the virus. They do not reflect what's going on with the immune response. So they don't say how we react and so on. If you have the antibody, it means you have maybe been exposed to it. That's all. Okay. So it's wrong to say that the decay of antibodies means that protective immunity is decaying. We cannot say that clearly, is what the author says. Previous exposure to other coronaviruses also gives you some immunity to this new virus. So it's a complex landscape. Okay, it means that COVID-19 is only one type of coronavirus, right? There can be other types of coronaviruses too. So in case someone is affected to that, then they can develop immunity to COVID-19 as well. So it's pretty complicated. We cannot really say that if you have the antibody, it's only because of COVID-19. Okay, I hope you're all understanding. It's a little complex, but valid and good to have such different lines of reasoning when we are going through a particular passage. Yes, just type yes on the box if you're able to understand this. Just type yes if you're able to get this and if you're able to understand. Everyone? Yeah? Okay. Okay. Good. Shravya, Utkarsh, Dharini. Very good. Saurabh, Nisar, Janvi, Nirmal. Very good. Others, Ajanta. Good job. Aman, Shiv. Good to have you in class, Shiv. Babicha, Nick, Hita. Nice. Soha, Japleen. Good job. Okay, now, when compared to Nordic neighbors, last paragraph, and then we'll go to the other activities. Good, Parveen. When compared with Nordic neighbors, Sweden's herd immunity model had limited dividends in terms of economic gain. How does it look now as Europe battles the second wave? So the question is, when Nordic neighbors basically refers to certain countries in the northern part of Europe. Okay, so I think it is Iceland, Finland, and one more country. Okay, so Sweden had a particular model where they wanted to balance economy and lockdown. Okay, but it did not really help. Okay, so the question is, how does it look now? What are the prospects of using that now? So the expert says it's unfair to judge the Swedish model in comparison to other Nordic countries. It is also not fair to judge it on the basis of how many deaths have occurred within that within that peak. Okay. The truth is, following the same kind of strategy, the level of deaths Sweden achieved was similar to UK, a more fair comparison, which means that Sweden did not have lockdowns and all of that in such a stringent manner as some of the other countries, but still they could kind of curtail the number of deaths that happened. Okay, so Sweden made the same mistakes, but then they also made some mistakes of not protecting its care homes as well as it might have done. It could have put more stringent actions, and the Swedes would be the first to admit you can learn from what happened there. Okay, so the Swedes, the people who stay in Sweden, will actually say that yes, you can indeed learn from what's happening. Okay, yes, clear now, everyone. Good. Neelkantha, Rakesh, all the others who gave yes. Shivank, Harmanpreet, Donna, Bashid, Dharni, I hope Nordic is clear now. It's a region of three European countries: Finland, Iceland, and Scandinavia. And again, Scandinavia is a collection of another 2, 3 Northern Europe countries. Okay, good. Nisar, hi Pallavi, wonderful. All right. So now what we will do is we will first have your opinion. Okay. So now tell me, what do you think of the second wave? You can give me any kind of opinion. You can link it to India, or you can link it to your current country. Okay, and you can say that this is the scene there. I don't think the second wave can impact my country. Herd immunity will indeed kick in. Okay, or you can say there isn't enough evidence, but I feel that people, I'm not coming across news that says that people are falling sick so often, so people have indeed developed some kind of immunity. What do you think? Okay, it can be something completely out of the box as well, but start typing, think and tell me. Hi, Murtaza. Hmm. Good. So Nisar says it will reduce transmission of virus and number of cases. So basically, when you say this, you're referring to herd immunity. Is that correct, Nisar? Is that what you're referring to? Now, go ahead. Go ahead. Feel free. Nobody is going to judge each other based on the opinion. Okay, it's not actually testing your opinion, right? It's more of testing your English, testing how you can convert your thoughts to words and write it. All right, so nobody will come up with a debate with you on why you said this, so don't worry. So Saurabh says Indians have increased immunity by practicing Ayurveda, okay, such as concoction, decoction, okay, taking steam, whereas countries others that depend on the vaccine. Good, Saurabh. So you're saying there are some natural advantages. Aman is saying there can be a second wave if government and citizens take it lightly. Good, Aman. Okay, Nisar, you're talking about lockdown. Okay, good. Soha says we have increased immunity first. Good. Shravya says due to increase in temperature, the chance of virus to spread is higher. Okay. So there is a higher rate of COVID-19. All right. What do others have to say? Japlin says, I think second wave will not affect us in a way it affected the first time. People have developed herd immunity. So beautiful. Very good sentence, Japlin. Well done. Very nicely framed sentence. Babicha said, this is a good initiative to stop transmission. Otherwise, millions of people will. Good, simple, straightforward sentence, Babicha. Good job. Ajanta says, I guess this time it will be easier to recover because immunity is now increased. Okay. Okay, you can say has now increased. Good job. All right, nicely done, everyone. Nicely done. Okay, good, Utkarsh. Since winter is coming, perhaps there's a greater chance. Okay. However, so many people have. All right, good, good. Okay, interesting phrase there. Winter is coming. Okay, good. All right. So now what we will do is we will pick out a paragraph and then we will do some guided speaking with it. Okay. So let's take a new question and all of you will act as experts and you will speak loudly. Okay. So here you go. We have done till this point. We are going to start from here. And as I speak, you just have to repeat after me, 2 to 3 words at a time. Focus on the tone, stress, pronunciation. Okay. Good, Shivank. Very good. Good. Tide over this pandemic. Beautiful, Shivang. Very nice phrase. Tide over. Okay, means to win over, means to conquer something, achieve some kind of hardship. Beautiful. Invisible virus, people doing judgment of their own self, we can cure, but the reality is different. Good one, Dharini. Just try to have complete sentences though. Okay, put full stop, start a new sentence because you have longer ideas, but good job. Shiv Kailash, I believe people in India have boosted. Okay, good. Okay, let's begin. Denmark and Norway, repeat after me. Denmark and Norway both managed to control the virus. And so, not surprisingly, have had fewer deaths. Okay. So it's not surprisingly, you are going to show it in your tone that it's not surprising. So Denmark and Norway both managed to control the virus. And so, not surprisingly, have had fewer deaths. But a surprise coming in. So, but in terms of economic losses, Sweden is part of a network of the global economy. So to say, they did just as badly as we did, is, I think, a very flawed argument. Flawed means incorrect. Okay. So obviously the speaker is really annoyed by simply comparing to Sweden and saying that they are also bad. Okay. So it should show in your voice is, I think, a very flawed argument. That irritation should show in your voice. Good, Nick. Good, Jia. Now, as I understand from speaking to people in Sweden, repeat, as I understand from speaking to people in Sweden, their goal was to put in place something sustainable. Their goal was to put in place something sustainable. This is important, so I'm punching it. That's what we should be thinking about. That's what we should be thinking about. Now, we've also seen approaches like that of New Zealand, which imposed stringent restrictions to eradicate cases. Voice down at the end. Yes, all of you repeating, just give me yes on the box if you are all repeating after me. Yes? Let's keep this going. New Zealand's strategy was to close its borders and hunt down and kill every virus that managed to cross. Stringent means very strict, Rubicha. Okay. Now look at this sentence, very important. I want to teach you something slightly different here. New Zealand's strategy was to close its borders and hunt down and kill every virus that managed to cross. This particular phrase, okay, you will not say and hunt down. Okay, you will not release the tongue. You will not say hunt down. Okay, don't release your tongue when it touches the tip of your mouth. Just continue and say down. Hunt down. Hunt down. It's almost like saying HUNTDO. There's no space. Just try that and type done. Hunt down and kill every virus that managed to cross. And hunt down and kill every virus. Hunt down. Not hunt down, hunt down. Try and give me done. You should just continue the word without cutting it in between. Yes, are you able to notice the difference? It makes you sound a little more sophisticated, a little more natural. Good, Jaya, Utkarsh, Rakesh, Saurabh, Kavalpreet, Alekhya, Bashid, Hita, Aman. Yeah? Good, good, good job. Good job, everyone. Very important. Okay, fine. Okay, okay. So now what we will do, we will jump into a sentence formation exercise. I know this is one of your favorite exercises. I get maximum participation here. Okay. Now we will take up certain words and we will form sentences out of them. Which one can we take today? Let's see. Okay, there are several good words here, lots of interesting words that we can pick up. All right. So let us take the word spate. Okay. Spate means several. Okay. A number of, you will say a spate of. Instead of saying a huge number of or a large number of, you will say a spate of. So tell me, a spate of cases appeared. Okay. A spate of coronavirus cases appeared. Sudden, huge number that appeared. Okay. You can say that when electricity bill suddenly surged, there was a spate of complaints that were given to the commissioner. Okay, a sudden increase, a spate of. Tell me. Good, Dharini, correct. Hunt down. You will continue the phrase without stopping. Good, very nice. Good, Janardhan and others, all those who did it, good job. Spate. Yes, a spate. You don't have to say number, Ajanta. You don't have to say spate number of. Just say a spate of people. Nancy, there are a spate of assumptions. Very good, Nancy. Nice one. COVID-19 spate worldwide. Dharini, you should say a spate of people were infected by. It's just a replacement for a large number of. You will say a spate of. It is a replacement for large number. That's all. Okay, spate of customers, Saurabh works. Spate of immunity booster, Utkarsh works. Spate of spiders, yes. Will affect the spate of people, a spate of people. You cannot say the. Okay, but good, Ajanda, good try. All those who are making little mistakes, it's good if you're making mistakes here. You will not make the mistakes in the exam. Nirmal, there are spate number of complaints. There are a spate of complaints. Spate is a replacement for large number. Is this clear first? Just type clear if you understood this. Spate means a large number. A spate of equals to a large number of. That's all. It's almost like, mathematical equation. Yes, a spate of votes, good. A spate of votes, but remember, you have to punch it up. A large number, a spate of votes. Okay. All right. Next. Let us talk about this interesting word, wane. 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 A spate of students. Good, Nancy. A spate of. Good. A large number of. Inspired, staying home. A spate of people are roaming around. Good, Bashid works. Same, Dharani. You're saying COVID-19 spate worldwide. You will say a spate of people were affected by. It is just a replacement for large number. Good, Rakesh. There will be a spate of companies. Good. Manoj, I ate a spate of fruits. Good, Manoj. Okay. Now, next is wane, which means to reduce in strength, reduce in intensity. Okay. So, one example would be that you should not, there should, your determination should not wane a few days before the exam. Okay. You will say, I participated in the marathon. I ran very quickly the first 2 laps. But by the time I started third lap, my energy began to wane. Okay. So began to reduce, began to come down. Not let your courage wane. Good, Aman. Very good. Good. Naman Srivastava. Good. Hita, I hope it's clear. Yeah. Significant. Good, Babicha. Maybe it will wane away. Okay. Maybe it will wane is enough. Okay. Maybe that interest will wane. That is enough. Others, Japlin, a spate of people were really relieved as Trump lost the election. Okay, good. CAA's CAA protesters crowd waned. Okay, to use the right tense, but good Utkarsh. Others, Shivank, I want to wane all the anxiety, fear. I want to wane all. I want the anxiety to wane. Okay, so waning cannot be in your control as such. You will say that it came down. All right, so you will use it in that frame of mind. Okay. Nirmal, COVID-19 wanes in some countries. Okay. Job market has waned. Do not wane your confidence. Your confidence should not wane is better. Yeah. It's significant to create awareness about healthcare to wane the plethora. Okay. Good, Donna. All right. Good job. Good job, everyone. Okay. Let's do one more. Okay. Let us see which interesting word can we take. Let us take the word flaw. Flaw means a defect. Okay, something that is wrong in something, that's called a flaw. Okay, for example, I would say the only flaw in your writing task 2 is that you have used too many simple sentences. Okay, so the only mistake, the only defect. Okay, that's flaw. Remember the word flawless? Have you heard of the word flawless, which means without errors? Okay, so if I say, hey, your task 2 is flawless, it means it is perfect, no errors. Okay, so you give me a sentence with flaw, flawless is also okay, flawed is also okay. Tell me. Good, Janardhanan. Good. The low score in your review should not wane the pace. Beautiful. Rakesh, when we affect the coronavirus will wane. Not complete sentence, Rakesh, but good attempt. Vaccine will wane to curb. Unclear, Saurabh. I have waned my confidence stages. You will say my confidence has waned. Okay, the other way around. Very good, Japlin. There's a huge flaw in our country's education system. Beautiful, very nicely used. Okay. Shravya, COVID-19 were in vain, were waning. Aman, the major flaw in his assignment was his lack of illustrations. Beautiful, Aman. Jia, the attack of sunburn wane by, okay, good wanes. Sort of some flaws were found by the CA. Good. I am flawed, but I will do my best. Good, Dharini. Good sentences, all relevant sentences coming in. Everyone able to use it. Now, also have a look at the sentences that are given by your friends. Okay, because it's important that you learn from each other. Everyone has a different perspective. So do learn all of those as well. Have a look at them at least. Okay, have a look at all the comments coming in. It will help you. There are there are some flaws in the steel plate I bought. Good. You shouldn't let your flaws decide your capability. Good. I should work on my flaws so that I receive good marks in IELTS exam. Good, Nancy. Good. There are many flaws in the employment opportunities. Good. Bashid. Very nice. Manoj. Good. He spoke flawlessly. Good. Government needs to build a flawless. Very nice. Good job done, everyone. So that brings us to the end of this class. We did a good 3 rigorous rounds of practice. We went through this entire passage. We first understood the meaning, which is critical for any section of IELTS that you understand English. Go through it in detail. Then we did a round of opinion expression. You told me what you felt. Then we did a little bit of speaking. Okay, where we talked about those joint words. Then finally we did sentence formation. We learned 3 new words as well. Okay, so that brings us to the end of the class. I will meet you again tomorrow. I will just tell about the advanced programs that we have, but it's not for all those who have already enrolled or already part of it. I see almost everyone here who's part of it, whether it's, Nisar, Shravya, Utkarsh, who's already cleared his exam, Babicha, right? Rakesh, Bashid, all of you. So only for those who want to know more and want to be part of that as well. Here you go. Thank you, Utkarsh. Pleasure. Good to have you as always. So this is what it is. Very quickly, it's called the Fast Track Program. Pleasure. Yeah, thank you, everyone. Nisar, Dharini, Ajanta. Thanks. Let me quickly announce this before we wrap up, and that is the Fast Track Program. So the Fast Track Program is a complete course that we have covering all the learning features. One, recorded lessons inside the app. Then you have your daily live classes, Monday to Friday, 7:30 to 8:30 practice, 8 to 10 p.m. on weekends for concepts. Then we have full length reviews so that your work is evaluated, you know where you stand personally. And then you have doubt clearance as well. If you have any doubts or getting stuck, you have to just reach out on the chat option of the app. We keep helping you. So this is the entire course that we have for you. It covers all the learning features. All you have to do is fill up a form and our counselor will get in touch with you. You can discuss your queries, concerns, any other doubts you might have about the course. And then our counselor will give you a code, which with you can enroll at a discounted fee as well. Okay, so thank you everyone for joining in. Yes, thanks Utkarsh, Nisar, Dharini, Ajanta, Nirmal, Shravya, Pallavi. Thanks everyone. I don't think I've missed anything. Yes, thank you Tejas, Hita, Saurabh. Take care everyone. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye. Good Gia, correct sentence. Good one. Glad you're liking it, Nancy. Bye bye everyone.